All right, here we go, DC fans. We got to talk today, and we got to talk about James Gunn, the future of the DCU, and what could be at the center of it all. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Digital Charcuterie. My name is James. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to the channel and a fan of the DCU, hit that subscribe button. I discuss it and talk about it with you all the time right here on the channel. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on the DCU, the future of the DCU, and what you're making of it right now. 3 projects down and 3 more to go next year, and then more to come after that. We'll have more videos to discuss the future of it in the coming days. And shout out to channel members Jordan Sailor and the Hotness McGawsome. James Gunn, he's not saying as much lately, but he's still talking quite a bit. He loves to talk. We're going to get into it today. We got to talk about this merchandise leak. Is it merchandise? Is it crew attire? What is it? Something leaked over the weekend. There was a picture of a hat making its rounds over the internet, and it was taken down pretty promptly on Reddit, and speculation was running rampant. I got a few other emails from people that I know might be real, might not be. These are just fans, obviously, who are sending me emails of other things making their rounds around the internet before they get taken down by WB. And when something gets taken down, that is when it becomes a big deal, because there has to be some kind of truth to it. So let's talk about it. We won't show the images on this video, because if they're getting taken down on Reddit and other places, this video will be taken down, and I want to talk to you guys about it, so I'm not going to allow that to happen. So let's get right into it. We'll kick things off with DC's The New Frontier. All right, so let's talk about something that could be massive for the future of James Gunn's DCU, the center. If you've never read DC The New Frontier, that's where this whole concept comes from. It's this incredible comic and later animated movie that bridges the gap between the Golden Age and Silver Age of heroes. But at the core of that story is something ancient, something cosmic, and honestly, something terrifying. The center isn't just some monster or alien invasion. It's a living island, like literally a sentient landmass born out of the Earth's earliest life forms. It's the primordial being that's been around since the dawn of creation over billions of years. It evolves this conclusion that humanity is a disease, that we're violent, self-destructive, and destined to destroy everything. So the center decides, I'm ending this. It starts pulling itself across the ocean, drawing prehistoric creatures, psychic energy, dinosaurs, building an army of nature itself to wipe us out. The New Frontier, it takes the combined might of every hero, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, The Flash, everyone, to stop it. That's how huge this thing is. But then you have this from bleedingcool.com from November 5th, 2024, so a year ago today, having this post, a live-action Justice League, The New Frontier film written and directed by DC Studio CEO James Gunn is reportedly in development. James Gunn saying, nope, sorry, no truth to this whatsoever. But where there's smoke, there's fire, and so a loose adaptation of this, I believe, could be heavily in play. And now let's bring it all together with James Gunn and what he's creating for the new DCU. He's out there dropping hints about a living island in upcoming stories. Suddenly, we see these images of Lantern's merchandise, crew, memorabilia, and such hitting the internet. One that includes, of course, as you may have seen, the cap with the Green Lantern logo, but inside the emblem, a spiral. Not a random design, it's the exact kind of spiral imagery used to represent the center in the New Frontier. And the internet caught it immediately. WB struck the video down on Reddit instantly, which would suggest to you and me that there's gotta be some truth to it, right? Gunn has already said that the DCU's future stories are going to explore the fallout of Rick Flag Sr. creating what might be an illegal metahuman prison. And that we're heading toward a war between humans and metahumans. Combine that with the Lantern show investigating some strange phenomena on Earth, and boom, it starts to look like the perfect setup for the center to make its debut. If you scour the internet, you can find out that some people are speculating that Lanterns will merge elements of the New Frontier with this new Salvation arc. Salvation, of course, being the dimension that Rick Flag is sending metahumans to, and right now Peacemaker, our beloved Peacemaker, is there alone with some strange, monstrous noises in the distance. And this is where Dinosaur Island starts to come into play, because in DC Comics, Dinosaur Island is often tied to the center, sometimes as an extension of it and sometimes as a separate location warped by its energy. It's like Marvel's Savage Land, a prehistoric environment filled with dinosaurs and anomalies. But in DC, it's often connected to bigger cosmic mysteries. The New Frontier, the center creates these environments. It pulls creatures and energy from across time and space. So if Gunn's pulling from those stories, Lanterns might be the series that uncovers the first signs of it. The Lanterns investigating strange readings, maybe a new landmass appearing where they shouldn't be, maybe dinosaurs showing up on Earth again. That's straight up center energy. And let's think about the bigger picture here. James Gunn has said he's keeping the DCU's first major crossover idea secret because it's that big. So what if this is the first threat that unites this world? Before Darkseid, before Brainiac, is this primordial living island that threatens all life. You could have Superman and Lex Luthor forced to unite against something that predates civilization itself. It also ties perfectly into the themes Gunn keeps talking about, the tension between humans and metahumans, because if the center represents the natural world rebelling against human evolution, and you've got governments panicking, many humans being blamed, and people like Rick Flag Sr. running illegal prisons, that's exactly how the world fractures. It's the spark that lights that metahuman war Gunn said is coming. And don't forget, WB wiped the video clean. They don't take down fake leaks. They take down real ones. So if the spiral design is pointing towards the center and Lanterns is investigating anomalies connected to it, then this might be the first big piece of DCU Chapter 1. And yeah, maybe this even becomes a story that forces enemies to work together. Lex, Superman. If the center, or whatever version of Gunn is planning of it, emerges from the Salvation Dimension and starts threatening the entire planet, even Lex Luthor's anti-metahuman agenda could flip. He might realize that the only way to survive is to cooperate temporarily with Superman. But for now, all we know for sure is that Lanterns is rumored to drop sometime in 2026, and the fact that WB pulled this merchandise says we're about to see something major. The center, the living island, the dinosaurs, the cosmic horror, all of it could be the key to launching the DCU's first true crossover event. And let's be real, on the surface this might not be exciting as like a Brainiac or a Darkseid to non-massive superhero fans, DC fans. The idea is James Gunn has always said that story comes first, and this seems like something that would help escalate the story. The Lex Luthor Superman story. If this is all part of his Superman saga, the 4 Superman saga film, it would make a lot more sense for this to be the case, and you end with like a Brainiac or Darkseid along the way, and you work your way toward the bigger villains. You don't just rush right into them. You make us wait, but you give us good stories. You don't say, hey, we're not going to give you the good stuff. We're going to show right here. He said he's not going to focus on B-list superheroes to tentpole movies in the DCU. He's going to go for the big guns, and that's why I think they're going to fast-track Batman and Wonder Woman. I think that's why they're working very hard to get those scripts going right now, because they can't rely on C-D-list superheroes. They aren't Marvel yet, right? When Marvel dropped Guardians of the Galaxy, they had been in the game for years, like a few years. They had cemented themselves. People trusted the Marvel brand. Guardian comes in, it is what it is, and that's all great. But you don't have that with DC yet. Nothing to trust yet, right? We've had 3 projects, Creature Commandos, which is very limited in its fan base. Then you have Superman, which did pretty well. And then you have Peacemaker Season 2, which ratings-wise and IMDb and all that did actually extremely well. The finale, is what it is. But the series itself, it has, I think, 2 of both seasons combined, the highest rated seasons on IMDb are on Season 2. And then the lowest one is obviously the finale, which is, it is what it is, like I said. So they're not there yet. So you got to do it. But a villain, if the villain is causing your main antagonist in the DCU, which is Lex Luthor, and your main protagonist, which is Superman in DCU, teaming together, then I think you can do whatever you want with any villain that you want, and it doesn't have to be a big name villain, some sexy name to get you in there. The center, though, for comic fans, they'll know what it is, and they'll love that idea, and I think ultimately that's what we'll get. And it's like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with Ego, right? You didn't need to rely on Thanos or anyone. He had Ego, and we were already on board because of the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think you can play that game right now. Just we're on board with Lex and Superman, so let's just play that, progress that storyline into these 4 movies and see what we get. But those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate your time. Hit the like button and subscribe. And until next time, maybe the master of your own universe.